And a little bit of an endorsement.
Yeah.
Not a little bit, but whatever.
We are live and agents are coming in. I like it, man. Okay. Let me check and make sure we are good. If you're coming in and you can see us live as we are starting, we're actually gonna start a couple minutes early, it looks like, which is no worries. If you are in chat, let us know where you are watching from. I can promise you, my buddy Ty Brady is about to deliver, man. Okay. And I believe they're one decision away from greatness too. Ty Brady is crushing it in business. He has, oh, here we go. What's up, Josh? What's up, Tony? What's up, Mark? What's
Texas?
Up, Dean? I like Texas, man. Casey Mo, Mark and I were on the phone earlier today, actually. I love it. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. So as you're jumping in, okay, we got Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. What is up, Jessica? We were on the phone earlier too. St. Louis, Mo, what is up? So Ty Brady, who is he's our trainer for the evening. He has, I think, works with thousands of agents, works with 700-800 agents directly, does a ton of Medicare, has a pretty sizable book of business that he's also working, lives in Colorado,
Utah.
Utah.
I'll take Colorado though. No, we're good.
What am I missing, Ty? What am I missing, bro?
My wife was Miss Former Utah American, just gave up her title in March. So anybody wants to look her up, she just gave up her title. But dude, yeah.
I love it, man. Dude, and why did you get in the business, man? Before I turn it over and you just go to town, man. Why did you get in the business? How'd you end up in it?
It was a forced decision. So I don't think anybody ever grows up saying, hey, I want to be an insurance agent. But if you guys have listened to a previous podcast or even my podcast show or heard my story, is I lost everything in 07, 08, and it was a forced decision. I'll talk a little bit more about that today because, the title of this is You're One Decision Away from Greatness. And one decision may lead you to the next decision, right? And I'll talk a little bit about how that progression happened and what the outlook is and where we're at today.
Dude, I love it, man. Well, you've got a special group. You're growing and doing a lot of amazing things. You're traveling and speaking all over the place. You're also someone that, dude, I can just tell, has a big heart, cares a lot, is easy to talk to, easy to hang out with. We're getting to know each other really well, which is amazing. Well, I'm excited. It's 5:01. He's about to spit some game and tear it up for 20, 30 minutes, do some Q&A, share some info about how you can learn more about him and his group and everything he's doing. Ty, thank you for being on, brother. Appreciate your time.
Am I on now?
You are on, brother. Take it away, man. Let's do it.
All right, brother. Hey, I want to, first of all, yesterday was Mother's Day. My mom was a pretty instrumental in, growing up and what I was able to do. So I just want to tell everyone happy Mother's Day. And, I wouldn't be where I'm at without my mom. And she was definitely the most optimistic person that I know. She would never let us get down as kids. I have 8 sisters and 2 brothers. And she would always say, turn that frown upside down and smile that frown away. There were little things like that she would say all the time. She used to always say, you're born to do something great. She'd also say, you're born to be a king or a queen. And she never let me as a child forget that. And, looking back, I didn't realize what she was doing or what she was saying, but I believe in everybody who's listening to this call is born to do something great. And I do all appreciate all of you taking the time to get on this today and hear a little bit about my story and, where I've come from and how I may be able to help. So first of all, I'm going to start, I was born premature. Thanks for all the heads up. I agree. Everyone getting high fives and, 100%. I appreciate that. But I was born premature. I was born 3 pounds, 4 ounces in the late 70s, back when medical, wasn't as technical today. And they didn't know if I was going to make it. My mom said she went to the hospital for 7 to 10 days and she'd rub and hold my hand and she'd whisper, Ty, you're born to do something great. And as I don't remember this obviously, but my mom did, and she didn't want to lose me as a young baby. And I believe that some of the intuition I have and my soul comes from that from a very young age. As she saw young children pass away that were sitting next to me in the NIC unit. And, I was one of the fortunate ones and made it. My grandfather used to say, I can't believe that kid is here. He's definitely born to do something great. So with that, I started out my career 13 and a half years ago in the insurance arena. I wasn't always doing Medicare. I in 07, 08, I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost my house on the golf course. I mean, the rug was ripped out from underneath me, and I did not know what I was going to do. My house, I was given my pink slip in November. My house was sold in an illegal foreclosure in April. And I had to do a lot of soul searching, a lot of thinking, because I felt I absolutely failed as a father. And, the one thing that you do as a father, you want to make sure that your kids have a roof over your head and there's food in their mouth, preferably food in their mouth and the roof over their head, right? That's the two basic needs as a father. And I made a commitment to that. I was a young father, I had 2 girls at the time. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get a job in my previous career. I was in the construction industry. I ran a $33 million construction company with light commercial and residential. I built 2,500 homes over my career and developed thousands of lots. And as you know, nothing was going on. I mean, you could drive down the street and there was 20 houses for sale. So luckily, as I was doing, and then I did trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I knew insurance and banking were the 2 most recession-proof jobs. So I could go back to school. I had a bachelor's degree and get a master's degree and go back to a financial institution. And then obviously be able to, make a couple $100,000 a year. But I was used to making $120,000 to $180,000 a year. And I did 17 different jobs, from Christmas lights, insulation, trim work, low mowing lawns, that next year. And what happened is, about 6 months after I'd lost everything, one of my previous contractors that used to do my fencing called me up and said, "Hey, Ty, I got a job for you. It's 1099, straight commission. We'll give you a shot." And I'm like, what do I got to lose, right? And when I took that job, I didn't have a sales background. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Hey, I love it. People are saying, hey, I used to do this, or I used to do this. I love it. All those comments. But I didn't know what I was going to do. And I took that job. And later on that year, a gentleman presented me with an opportunity. And the opportunity was, he's like, hey, we're looking to hire a new manager and new agents in the senior market. There's 10,000 baby boomers turning 65 a day in this country. It's going to go on for the next 30 years. And here's the opportunity and all those things. And I'm like, well, that's good. And however, what do I got to do? I got to get insurance licensed. And I had previously tried to get my insurance license when I was early 20s to do property and casualty. And I failed that test miserably multiple times. After the 8th time, I gave up. I quit. I went and got a job. I went back to school and I quit. So here I am, like, in the back of my mind, can I really pass this test? Well, guess what? It took me 4 more times. So actually 11, 3 more times. I passed it on the 11th try of taking the insurance exam to sell insurance. And I went to work. I went to work for that agency that offered me a position, as well as selling vinyl fencing at the time. So I was working 2 jobs. I was rookie agent of the year, won all kinds of bonuses. And then I realized that there's something versus captive versus broker. And captive, nothing against captive, that works for a lot of people, but it didn't work for me. I walked away from $38,000 in payable commissions to go from captive to independent. That next 5 years, I worked part-time, doubling my income every year. And 5 years in, I started to grow my agency. Now I'm licensed in 45 states. I assist in training 3,000 to 5,000 agents every year, have 800 direct agents, as well as 850 policyholders. So I know what it takes and I know the grind. But there's multiple decisions along the way that I had to make. And at the end of the day, I'd go home and with my wife. By the way, if you don't have a support at home, it's crucial. Whether it's a spouse, a partner, they've got to support you in an endeavor if you're going to be an entrepreneur and be a business professional. And I would lay down, I'd hug my wife and ask her, are we going to be all right? And she says, yeah, I have all the faith in you. You just need to go to work. You need to do whatever it takes. I'll take care of the kids. And she did that. So 5 years in, I'd gotten to a point where I'd quit the other job. I was going to recruit and train full time and grow an agency. And then I went on the road for 2 years straight. 2 years. I would leave on a Saturday. I'd leave on a Monday, come back for the weekend. My wife used to say, "You're just a weekend booty call." And it was tough. I missed kids' birthdays. I missed baseball games. I missed everything that you could imagine, but I wanted to front load it and grow this agency big so I could help and serve a lot of people. I don't get paid to recruit. And I say that all the time. I get paid if an agent writes a piece of business. The override gets paid to my agency. So that's what I did for the first 7 years. Now I've scaled it in 45 states. There's a few states up in the lower by New York where I'm not licensed yet. I just haven't needed to because I don't have any agents there. And my mentor said, go where your agents are. And that's kind of the model I've used. I'm called what's an FMO, field marketing organization. I finish in the top 10 in the country every year when it's external distribution, not going up against all those call centers. And the idea is to help to serve and make a lot of money and to serve that population of seniors. You know, now there's 12,000 baby boomers turning 65 a day in this country. And there's over $6 million in commissions every year up for grabs. And that's what I train my agents on and doing that. The first thing though, is they have to make a decision. And the decision has to be that they're going to do whatever it takes to be successful. I mean, you want to be successful as much as you want oxygen. Another story for you when I was young is my mom and dad used to always have 8 sisters and 2 brothers. They would take us on one vacation every year for about a week. And my mom said, "Hey, we're finally going to take you to Disney World." And as I was walking along the edge of the pool, I fell in and I wasn't a strong swimmer. And I nearly drowned that day. If it wasn't for some kids playing in the pool and the security guard looking out for me. And, you know, things went black. I saw lights. But the point of that is that you have to want success that bad. I mean, I knew when I went on the road to grow an agency that I would be sacrificing a lot. And it wasn't easy. There was days I wanted to go back to my hotel room and cry because I didn't sell anything that day. But you know what? As I kept putting each day together and going out and doing the same thing, I gained momentum. And what was interesting, by the time I left on a Friday or a Saturday, I had hit my goals that I wanted. I had written 10, 12, 30, 40 applications in a week. And then I started taking agents with me so that they could see the process, so that they could be trained and do the same thing. And then I would leave the extra leads that I had with the agents in that area that I had recruited and trained. To this day, I have hundreds of agents that have achieved a 6-figure income. And I have 2 7-figure income earners now. My biggest problem is that the agents that I've helped make that kind of money, they're not my worker bees anymore. And that's okay. They're the ones that are sitting on the sidelines, collecting a paycheck and writing the renewal and partner business that they continue to receive every day. If I could tell you this one thing, you need to want success as bad as you want oxygen. The second thing is you're going to have days, and I've said this before, there's only 3 types of days in any industry. There's days setting appointments. There's days doing presentations, and there's days closing. There is no bad days. And every person you meet with and talk to, 4 out of 4 still need more. That's the opportunity we have in the insurance industry. I don't care if you're doing annuities, life insurance, Medicare, ACA, PNC, it doesn't matter. You know, you can be successful. The insurance industry is about renewals. It's writing the policy today, getting paid for a lifetime in some of the policies I write, or getting paid for 10 years for that piece of business you wrote 10 years previous. That's the power of residual income. And with that, you have to find the right partner or the right mentor. I'm not necessarily the right for everybody. I'm intense, I'm direct, but I help people make a lot of money that want to come and be a part of what I have to offer. The systems and strategies haven't changed. The work day hasn't changed. I have agents say to me, Ty, if agents would just work 9 to 5, they'd be successful. And if you ask yourself, when was the last time I worked 9 to 5? Like somebody who went to school or somebody that went to be a banker. Anybody that I know that is successful worked sun up to sundown. And the